Hail to all. This is Bear Nerd Fun with the late edition, fourth wave. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So, we are going to talk about The Mandalorian. And I have been noticing some things that are going on in The Mandalorian. Number one, there was some in episode 1 when the Mandalorian came back with his bounty. I noticed that there were some Jawas, but they didn't show the eyes of the Jawas at all. I mean, it looked like they went out of their way to not show that, and maybe they were saving that for that huge Jawa scene. But what do you think, Final?
Yeah, I didn't notice it at first either until I went back and rewatched all 3 episodes, and then I noticed inside of their the little city that he's in, where Werner Herzog's character's at, that there are a couple Jawas there, and so also that means that the theory of them just staying on Tatooine is just blown apart at this point, because they're on Tatooine, they're also on the whatever planet that Coil is at, and they're also on the planet that Werner Herzog is at. So that's quite a few locations. They've really gotten around those Jawas. But yeah, I didn't know if the eyes really. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it does seem like the eyes. Well, I think Bear, you were saying like the eyes change depending on where they're at or what group is where in the galaxy, and that's how they know which tribe you're from.
Well, it's some in the folklore, in the history, in the EU, or whether it's in the movies. Their eyes, they wear goggles. It's technology. And I did notice that when I did the rewatch in that scene, when they moved, their eyes did turn orange for a split second, then it was back to red. It's like when the Jawa turned his head and they were fighting off the Mandos. When he turned his head real quick, I noticed they turned orange, but it was for like maybe 2 seconds.
Okay, right. So not too long, but that's interesting. I wonder why they would change.
It's actually from smoking all that space weed.
Well, I think it's more like the stuff in those eggs that they were eating. They seemed like they're ready to do backflips.
Backflip, man.
Yeah.
Smoking all that suka. Crazy from suka.
So, what all have you noticed, Shell?
Oh my god. I don't know. I just like how they freaking. I don't know. I just like seeing some Star Wars that I'm not freaking pissed off at anymore.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Being excited about Star Wars again.
That is a plus, and I haven't noticed who's changing this baby. All right, this baby's been around for a few episodes, guys. Who's changing the kid?
I've served my time. It's not my job.
I'm gonna make a prediction that the one preview or whatever that we've seen where he's flying over that the forested planet, right?
Yeah.
Like. And I'm gonna say that we're gonna see that on the next episode, on episode 4, and then right after they show that scene, and then they'll go inside the inside the cockpit shot, and the Mando will be like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Go on.
And then baby Yoda just be there like, giving like that cute ass little look that he's been given for like 3 episodes.
It's my McClunky. McClunky it is.
Yeah.
McClunky?
Change me away.
McClunky.
Had something to do with McClunky.
Change my McClunky.
My
So are
McClunky
you
monkey
saying
is changed.
McClunky did it?
Oh, come on. It's Disney. It's not like they're actually going to show them changing a diaper.
You know, maybe that's what McClunky means. Maybe that's what McClunky means. You you shit. McClunky, you shit.
You little shit.
It would work.
You ever write your notes and then go back and go, okay, I have to rewatch and then rewrite my notes so I can understand them?
All the time.
Yeah. But yeah, I was noticing. Did anybody notice at what is it? I think it's 2132 in the fight scene for the yodeling. Somebody said Hakuna Matata.
Who said that?
Well, it is a wonderful phrase.
I'm serious. I listened to it over and over. I had to go back. I couldn't believe what I heard. I was in disbelief. I went back, like, okay, it did it again. And went back, okay, it did it again. Okay, it did it again. It really did. Hakuna Matata.
I think you were singing it.
No worry.
So it's ain't no passing craze.
Mhm.
And it's just like, I was like, wow.
It's a philosophy.
I'm kind of wondering why did they throw that in there?
Well, you know, in all the old like Disney movies, they used to throw, you know, little dirty phrases and stuff. You know, that Aladdin's got their all good girls take off their clothes that he whispers before like the whole new world.
It's not even just that. Disney is always throwing in little nods or Easter eggs or whatever for other movies. I mean, in Aladdin, one of the Sultan's toys is Beast on the back of the crab in Moana. If you look, you can actually spot Genie's lamp.
Really?
And there's all. I'm an addict to that
that's
kind
one
of stuff.
that I missed. I haven't seen Moana. I haven't seen Moana yet.
You need to make way, make way.
I like Moana. Moana was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it or not.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Maybe.
But I did not know that Beast was in there. From
Beast
Beauty and the Beast.
in the line. Sorry, Aladdin.
Huh.
When you see the Sultan playing with his toys, the Beast is one of them.
Well, you know, some people do like to call it the Beast when they play with their toys.
Not that kind of toy. Trying to think also. Monsters Inc. when she's handing over her toy, when Boo is handing her toys, again, not those kind of toys, to Sullivan. He one of them is Jessie from Toy Story.
Oh, really?
Put the thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Aww. Night Samurai.
Ha. The 50-year-old virgin.
I mean, it fits. You know. I mean, he's a baby.
Well, Black Samurai just postponed for just a little bit and get some giggles. You know?
Yeah.
Love you, Black Samurai. I mean, I don't love you like that, but love you. Not like that.
Hey.
But.
Nah, he seems like a sweetie.
Just because the yodeling hasn't quite discovered his dingling. Okay.
Oh, whoa. Did you just assume the yodeling gender? Hold on now. I'm triggered now. Gender.
This triggers Steven.
Yes. You don't know what's in that diaper. That ain't been changed since the damn show started.
I do too, because I've seen episode 3.
Yeah.
Hell of a McClunky in there.
I have to correct myself. I noticed in my notes it's 2332 where they say Hakuna Matata.
2330. In which episode is that?
The episode 1.
It's
the fight scene for the yodeling.
Okay.
The fight scene when he stretched out his arm and
No, that's episode 2. You were talking about like when they fight to get into the compound.
Right, when they're fighting to get into it, yeah.
Yeah.
At
Who says it?
They don't show anyone that says it because I turned on what do you call it? I'm having a brain fart here. I turned on the text for it so I could read it happen.
Oh, the captions?
Yeah, the captions. And
it
was not in the captions. There was a lot of stuff being said that was not in the captions.
That's usually why I keep them on, actually, because that stuff happens all the time.
I like to have them on too when I watch. You just catch more things, like that conversation that Werner Herzog is having with the doctor behind the wall, and he's Mando's listening in chapter 3. I couldn't really tell what they were saying. I had to put the caption on, and then I heard him say like it says destroy it. We got what we needed, and the doctor says he gave the directive. He wants it alive.
Mm.
So I got to thinking like, oh, he wants it alive. So who's he? Someone else hired them. Someone else hired these guys to grab the baby. Werner Herzog's not the overall.
That's gonna be Moff Gideon. I know it's got to be Moff Gideon.
You think so? Why would he want them?
Because he's the Moff. Yeah.
He's the Moff.
Because the Moff. That's why.
Don't scoff at the Moff, okay?
don't scoff at the Moff.
We got the Hoff Moff here today, man.
So I'm kind of finding interesting some of the stuff that they're basically putting out there with these episodes. I think there's a lot of layers to it. Because we were talking about the chef movie earlier.
And, Jon Favreau's chef movie.
Yeah. And I really like that movie. And I heard that
it was a good movie.
I want to say I heard Nerdrotic say it. That it was basically I think it was him. I can't remember if it wasn't or wasn't. I've watched so many different YouTube stuff past couple days.
The chef movie.
It was like
have you tried my black balls? They're big and salty and brown.
It was because of basically what they made him do with Iron Man, controlling what he wanted with Iron Man. It was like the middle finger to them or something.
Yeah, it's like do what I tell you to do with Iron Man. He was like, nah. I'm gonna make this movie and tell you F off.
Wouldn't it have been like absolutely hilarious if he would have stuck the Swedish chef in there from the Muppets? Up your ass.
Okay, your Swedish chef sucks.
I think the Swedish chef that he's portraying had more Swedish wine than usual.
First we take it to Porgy and put it in the bottle. These are the exact conversations I used to have in high school.
Well,
welcome back, man.
You missed them, huh?
Except they didn't have McClunky back then.
This is true. No,
50-year-old virgins.
No, we had discussions along the lines of, and I kid you not, egg. There we don't eat anything that's technically is a cannibal, other than eggs. And I burst out laughing when the guy said this, and he's like, "What?" And now I'm just picturing the egg suddenly spreading teeth, going.
So no steam. Whoever brought Gizmo with you guys, put him away, man.
Light.
So nobody was eating semen in high school then. Okay. That's good.
My high school was a very different place. Like
Oh,
there was.
really?
Oh yeah.
Don't you know?
Kind of think Fame meets Dazed and Confused.
Oh wow.
Yes, there was a lot of the high school that was already out in high school.
I could not come up with a single Dazed and Confused quote. I'm ashamed of myself. All I could think about was those Jawas getting high off that egg.
Yeah. You know what I like about high school girls? I get older, but they stay the same age.
Dig it.
Yeah, that's like the definitive. That and the
All right.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
That was the creeper.
Yeah.
Yep. That was basically my first boyfriend.
I like.
No, you my dad.
I kid you not, my first boyfriend was 7 years older than me. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how old
I
were
like
you?
you already.
I was 14.
Suka.
14, he's 21. Yeah.
Yeah.
McClunky.
At that time, I thought,
There you go. Understandably, my dad answered the door sharpening his butcher knife.
Well,
that's my kind of man.
Yeah.
you try to McClunky my daughter.
My dad used to regularly scare my sister's boyfriends off. Yeah, I remember this one time. My sister's probably going to kill me for this, but this is
Probably.
funny. This guy in a pair of jeans and a white T-shirt with a pack of cigarettes rolled up in the shoulder, and his hair slicked back like he was sort of like a greaser almost. You know, he was definitely a grease monkey because you could tell that. Yeah.
Did he try and tell you about grease monkey?
No, and my dad, he just says, "What are you doing coming here trying to take my daughter out dressed the way you are? Get out of here."
I want you to come back in a clown suit.
There was some choice words, but
I want to see you in big red shoes and makeup.
That guy left. He never came back.
No, but as he was leaving your place, he was like, stranded at the drive-in, branded a fool. What will they say Monday at school? Yeah. All right.
Keep
Where
going.
Did go?
Sandy.
Pecking cats.
I don't know, like maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Hey, don't sing no copyright songs.
Fecking cat stepped on the back button.
Shell, I have to say, if you were trying to woo me, you succeeded.
But yeah, it has to be a copyright-free song you sing, though.
I don't even know what the copyright-free songs are.
You sing Weird Al?
Prior to 1929, I think.
Joy.
Okay.
Yeah, Lord Doomcock has a whole list of them that he sings on his Friday Night Frolics.
Well, my ancestor was Stephen Collins Foster, so I can sing "Coming Around the Mountain."
Whoa.
Would it have been better if I would have said McClunky at the drive-in?
McClunky at the drive-in.
You sample that McClunky every other word. Speaking of McClunky, man, I've got a McClunky out of here. I'm sorry. I wasn't even going to be here, but I was just up anyway. And love what you guys are doing. Have a great night. I'm going to bed. Love everybody in the chat. Thank you for showing up. I have to drive. For 3 hours and 2 hours. So bye-bye.
Hey, take care, man.
Night, Stephen.
Get some sleep.
Don't forget to have some scrambled suka for breakfast
in the morning. Scrambled suka in the morning.
So pretty much when the Mandalorian asked when what the the Imperial remnant dude was gonna do with the child. And we pretty much know what he said. He was what it said. It's like it was a thinly veiled kind of threat. Like the guild normally don't ask such questions.
Yeah.
And to me, it just felt like, okay, this guy is oozing threat.
Don't you step on that again.
Yeah.
And he never changed decibel levels either.
Well, it was a pretty steady edge to the voice there. He's like, yeah. So did you notice the word that the farrier near the forge said?
The farrier near the forge?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I didn't. What did they say?
She said basically with the metal that he brought back, basically she could form a cuirass, a full cuirass.
Yeah.
So that must be a word for armor,
or a weapon of some kind of vibro. Maybe it's a sort of vibro blade.
No, it was basically because after she said cuirass, when she was making his armor, because he said, yeah, I could use some new armor, and basically, but she said that what was it? She said basically it would make him stand out more. She said it would basically. She said it would be needed for your station, is what she said.
The definition of cuirass is a piece of armor consisting of breastplate and backplate fastened together. So he had enough Beskar there for front and back.
You had to have had the back, because I think he might, when he's like laying down in there, I think he gets like hit. I thought I saw he got like hit from the back, and that's so I thought, oh, he must have the Beskar back too.
Bounced off. I thought I saw.
Yeah. What did you? So I think we were talking about this. I don't think we were talking about this live. I think it was backstage. But who do you think is the guy that they're taught that Werner Herzog and the doctor are talking about when the Mandalorian's got his weapon pointed to the wall and he's listening? He's using it as like a listening device, and he hears him say, Werner Herzog's character says, "Get rid of it. We've got what we've extracted what we need from it." And then the doctor says, he wants us to he told us to bring it back alive. And then Werner Herzog says, "I don't care. I can no longer guarantee your safety." What? Who is it? Who's he? And
I think he's
can't Werner Herzog guarantee the safety anymore?
I think he's the potential big bad.
Yeah, it's got to be Moff Gideon. It's got to be Moff Gideon.
But now, if Moff Gideon, do you think then he is part of a different part of the Empire? Because why would he be after them? Why would Werner Herzog be scared and say, "I can't guarantee your safety"? I mean, if it's another Moff and he's also part of the Empire, why would they be scared?
Now that the job is done,
does the name Death Watch ring a bell?
That's an interesting idea.
Because who do you think just came to the rescue when the Mando need rescued?
Yeah, that's interesting. Death Watch.
That was Death Watch.
Death Watch is still somehow around.
I couldn't think of it earlier and the other day. It's like, and I didn't write it down in my notes.
Well, supposedly the heavy artillery guy that he had a scuffle with inside the covert.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Supposedly, he is a Vizsla.
Yeah, wouldn't that make him also Death Watch?
Yeah, well, like he's a what did the?
Because Clan Vizsla.
I'm trying to remember the name that Chris said earlier. Paz. I think he called him. Said something about Paz Vizsla. So basically, a descendant of pre Vizsla from the Clone Wars, whatever.
Vizsla in Death Watch.
It'd be crazy if Death Watch
Yeah.
still existed in some form after all of the siege on Mandalore and Maul taking over, and it'd be crazy. But I could see them somehow surviving and trying to start that up again, because they obviously had one view of how the Mandalorian culture should go, and they were trying to inflict that view on everybody. So I could see now that the Mandalorian culture is like shattered, it's kind of a ripe time to build it up again, but from their point of view.
Yeah. You're talking about pre-Vizsla, right? Of Clan Vizsla.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was Death Watch.
Mm-hmm. And so
basically,
Bo-Katan Kryze was also.
When all those guys, when all the Mandalorians attacked with their jetpacks on and with the weaponry we used, that was Death Watch. That's the first thing I thought when I seen it. I'm like, yeah, this is Death Watch. That's what I thought. Because if you've seen Rebels, you've seen Death Watch in action.
Mm-hmm.
In Rebels.
Well, they were in Clone Wars too.
Yeah. But I just watched it recently. And I seen it on that too. It was the most freshest in my mind. But yeah, that's the one thing that I'm finding kind of fascinating, because I want to see more Death Watch. I want to see those guys. I want to see him working with them in the shadows, and then him on the surface, the Mandalorian. They haven't revealed what his name is or what his clan is. Sure, he was a foundling, but foundlings normally get adopted by the clan that found them.
Mm.
So what clan found him, or what clan received him from whoever rescued him?
Yeah.
Because remember earlier on the Mandalorian Roundtable with Chris Knight earlier that we were talking about that too a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What were Chris's views on episode 3? Because I was on the Roundtable with you guys the week.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was like a few days before it happened. Well, it was Thursday, right? Thursday night we were on that.
Right.
And we were all giving our opinions of where we thought it was going to go, the story was going to go next. And I think we all said it's going to go back to the planet. He's going to turn the baby in and just have second thoughts, which is exactly where it went.
And he was going to not leave the planet or go back to the planet and go get the Yoda.
Or be like stopped along the way somehow. Now I think he's gonna get stopped along the way. I think now's the time where he's gonna be in space, heading somewhere else. Someone finds him, because now that everyone's after him, now it's like John Wick.
I'm pretty sure that planet, with the trees and lakes, that he flies over. That's probably where he's.
What's up, Brandon Brad Creates?
That's probably where he's going to meet up with freaking Cara Dune, Gina Carano's character.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going to go next. I think she'll be in the next episode. They'll get her. They'll introduce her next.
We got 8 watching. Nice.
Thanks, guys, for watching us here on a late night edition of the Fourth Wave. Late or early, I guess, depending on where you are.
And you notice that on the thumbnail it says addition, because it's additional.
Yeah, addition. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot to put that
in words. Play on words.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I think there's a lot of layers to the Mandalorian. And
just like Shrek.
Okay, Onion Boy.
just like Shrek.
Layers of smell, maybe there.
Hey,
we are talking about a green troll.
Better out than in.
Last Samurai, he's in the bed.
What about parfait? Everybody loves parfait.
Donkey.
McClunky.
Oh God! Can you just Shrek yelling out McClunky, McClunky.
McClunky. Donkey. Where'd you go? Yeah. Donkey's getting the hell out.
Yeah, I don't feel
Get
good,
out
Eddie
of there.
Murphy.
That's where he's going.
Oh, dude, I can just envision
So
freaking
so
donkey showing up and trying to put the moves on the Mudhorn. You know.
So far, there's been Rocky theme song that we found. At 23:32, there is someone saying Hakuna Matata, and just as the ship is done being fixed and repaired, as he's taking off, you start hearing what sounds like Stargate music.
Yeah. Yep.
And then further on, I think it's in episode 3. In one of the scenes, it sounds like one of the scenes from the Wrath of Khan. I think it's the Genesis scene or a couple scenes after that. Somewhere in there, there's a piece of music that it sounds just like it. I was like, wow. And I'm starting to notice little things here and there from rewatching it.
Yeah, it's interesting that this guy's got a lot of influences. There's little pieces of familiar music throughout cinema history, and we keep picking up on them. You know, what would be crazy is if it was, you know, it would be crazy if it was intentional and he was doing like little tributes to his favorite movies. You know, movies that influenced him, like the themes.
Right.
But it would be equally as crazy if it was all random and you know it just happened to be scoring things that sounded like other famous. You know, or not. I mean, it's not exact like replicas, but there's definitely similarities to certain parts of.
Hail Hammer.
Hey, Hammer, welcome back.
So I think there's
this is the way. Yes, this is the way.
If basically if there was there's a whole bunch of breadcrumbs all over the place in this, and you think that the fact that they're using small clips and they're writing them into the music, the background music, and certain scenes. Do you think maybe it's kind of like a love letter to the fans a little bit?
Oh yeah, could be for sure. If they, you know, they know the atmosphere of the fandom right now. Yeah,
I mean,
could be.
It's absolutely amazing that this is more popular than a new Star Wars movie coming out.
There's a new Star Wars movie coming out?
Yeah, man, haven't you heard? Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Nope.
Nobody's
no one cares.
home.
Nobody home. Isn't that sad? I mean, I guess it's sad. What's sad because no one cares that like the Skywalker saga is coming to a conclusion. I mean, that's pretty sad, but it's also telling of you know how different this show is compared to the movies because people are caring, and I mean, I'm more invested now in you know Baby Yodeling and the Mandalorian Mando than I am with the entire sequel trilogy cast. And you know, we can't even see the guy's eyes. We can't see facial expressions. You know, for acting, like he's got a helmet on, and I care more about him than anyone in the sequel trilogy.
Dude, okay. So you just made me think, right? You know, like you said, you don't see the guy's face, right? You don't see Pedro's face, but yet when he is in the ship, right, about to take off. And he reaches for the freaking the throttle shift, or you know, with the and the you know, and the ball's off, right?
Right.
And he gets to thinking, you know, and you could tell instantly he's starting to think about the baby, and the freaking camera work, and the background music and stuff. even though you're just looking at his freaking helmet, you can see you can see the look, on his face.
Yeah, like what he's looking and what he's feeling.
Yeah,
And
and when you can when you can feel a look on somebody's face without even seeing it,
Oh, look at this. Hammer says, I like the people are now calling it the Disney Saga, not my Skywalker Saga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's an appropriate title. It's Disney.
Very appropriate.
Skywalker.
It's let's see. Check this out. Right.
I call it My Little Space Ponies.
My Little Space Ponies. It's gonna turn into that episode. My Little Space Ponies. That's good. Oh, what does that say? I can't let me see. Oh, that's pretty funny. I've altered the deal, Lucas Brandt. Oh, that's great. That's a really good.
I found it, and I just man, I gotta piece that together.
That is awesome. That's
I've
good.
altered the deal. I don't alter it any further.
That's the dear departed Robert Hunter.
What's up, Super Channel Awesome?
Hail.
Yeah, episode 3 has been the best so far. I agree. It's definitely had the most action. The pacing was really well done, I thought. It moved pretty good through the entire episode. I really, really liked him hunting the stormtroopers. I thought that was the standout scenes for me.
Yeah. Star Wars.
The Mandalorians coming in on the jetpacks was cool too, but I really liked him hunting it kind of showed his skill level.
Star Wars is for kids. Enter the roasted stormtrooper.
Yeah, he burns a stormtrooper alive, but it's for kids.
I have to admit, after I saw him roast that stormtrooper, I had I had a really bad craving to go make some s'mores.
Yeah, because you could hear the crickle, crackle, sizzle. It was realistic.
I mean, when the camera panned down to him, instantly, I'm like, that's a burnt marshmallow.
Yeah, he's got his white suit, those burnt marks on it. It does look like a marshmallow. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Ray,
the one thing that could never hurt me.
Ask you if you're a god, you say yes.
What did you do, Ray? Nothing. I just thought of the one thing that could never ever hurt me. We used to roast them by the fire as kids. Ray has gone bye-bye.
Crickle, crickle, sizzle,
I love that sequence.
Crackle, crackle.
It can't be. No, it is. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He says it so innocently.
No, this is all right.
Yeah,
we're in New York. He's a sailor. We just get him laid.
Yeah, we just gotta get laid.
My 6-year-old today said,
New York is a sailor. Oh God.
My 6-year-old says today that he goes, I want to watch Boys Ghostbusters.
Oh.
They want to watch the one with the big marshmallow in it. Big walking marshmallow, Stay Puft Man.
Yeah.
They like that scene.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
It's an awesome scene. It's just
and honestly, I'm surprised that they haven't asked for that scene to be played over and over again.
Give it time.
Yeah,
because they've gone from asking for the girls Ghostbusters and asking for the boys Ghostbusters. Now they're asking more for the boys Ghostbusters.
Son of a bitch.
Well, if my kids,
that's my 6 and 4-year-old
girls Ghostbusters, I'd be like, get out.
Yep.
I disown you. How could you?
Yeah, like I said, just give it time. I have seen Frosty the Snowman so many times. I'm actually. I've gone the full rotation of rooting for the bad guy. Wanting to shoot the rabbit.
Wanting to shoot rabbits.
Shoot the
Kill
rabbit.
the rabbit. Kill the
Kill
rabbit.
the
Kill the rabbit.
Why would you want to kill a rabbit?
Because Elmer Defoe would say it's yummy.
No, it's the next line.
Delicious.
Be,
I'll
be
eat that right
very-
now. Yummy.
be very, very quiet. I'm hunting Jawas.
Oh, speaking of cooking things, that lizard monkey
Oh,
that was
Salacious
being
Crumb.
roasted
Yeah.
in front of the other lizard monkey that was in a cage.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah, my
seriously.
friend had
It's
that
called.
He thought that was very disturbing to have a sentient being, being roasted in front of another one.
Because
No,
it's like,
see,
wow,
that's-
are they trying to tell us that
that
this
is-
particular area is like really disreputable people?
Tastes like chicken.
No, it's
Or
genius
lizard
though,
monkeys taste
because
good,
it's genius because the one that's still alive in the cage is self-tenderizing.
He's tenderizing, just making himself more delicious.
At
Yeah.
least stop basting yourself.
It's called a Kowakian monkey lizard. Kowakian monkey
In muzzle. Yeah.
monkey lizard. Yeah, Kowakian monkey lizard.
I think we got a few in here.
Kowakian monkey lizard. Steak sandwich.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the new Ghostbusters movie?
Oh man, I am so looking forward to that.
It's gonna be Bill Murray's. I mean, it's gonna be like all the remaining originals that are alive.
Wasn't it just confirmed about a week ago or two ago?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I just
Yep.
wondered what they're gonna do with like how they're gonna address Egon.
Oh, he's
Egon.
gotta be. He's gotta like be referenced as a ghost or something. It would be.
It's
It
quite
has to
simple.
reference.
Egon.
He's gone. Egon, he's gone.
Hey, speaking of Egon,
Nobody's ever really Egon.
the other day when we were what stream was it on? Fatal, we were on.
Fatal?
You
I'm not Fatal.
you final.
Sure,
You could be a dead ringer for Egon with the right pair of
Oh
glasses.
yes, I've been told that. Yeah, I've been trying to cosplay a couple of my friends to do that as the Ghostbusters, and yeah, I would totally do Egon. I've got the hair too. I can just puff it up. Yeah,
and walk around with the Twinkie.
yeah, rock. Oh yeah, walk around the Twinkie. Yep.
Yeah.
What's up,
Tell
Orville
about the
Nation?
Twinkie. What about the Twinkie?
Yeah. What about the Twinkie, Ray?
What about the Twinkie? Tell 'em what-
Hey, we should invite Orville Nation.
Really
on.
quotable
What do you
lines.
think?
You
Sure.
do your job, pencil neck. I'll do mine.
So basically, this yodeling is just like
Hey, Orville.
massive, and I believe they're trying to say that no one's actually said that the yodeling is a baby. It hasn't actually been spoken. They haven't described it as a baby, really, in advertisement. So this
it's in like a
basically-
carriage. It looks like a baby carriage, though.
it kind of does
plays
look like a
with that
bassinet.
Well,
Yeah, it's like a bassinet. It plays with that
Bassinet.
little metal ball that that Mando's got from his ship. One of the controls, like he's playing with that. I mean, I think it's pretty clear he's supposed to be
But you
he's a
remember
baby.
how Yoda used to put an act on when he first met
Yeah.
Luke? What
Yeah.
if this creature, as a defense
That's
mechanism,
true.
is just pretending to be a
Yeah.
baby?
Mine, or I will help you not.
Because I got
I
that
don't know.
feeling.
Yoda wasn't pretending to be younger, though. Yoda was just pretending to be kind of cuckoo.
Right.
He's just a little crazy.
Who knows? He being by himself for all that time, he could have been cuckoo.
Yeah, he probably was a little crazy.
A little
I don't know how
eccentric.
you could be by yourself that long. Well, I guess how long was he by himself for? Let's see. 20 some years, 25 years or so.
Almost 30, right?
Yeah, that's enough time to go crazy by yourself in a
I mean, I'm
swamp
sure those
with no
swamp
cable,
lizards
no
aren't.
satellite TV. He can't watch the, I don't know, whatever big gaming, the Sabak tournaments on Coruscant. He's out of the loop.
I'm sure those swamp lizards are not good conversationalists.
No, but they taste good.
Yes, they do.
Sure do taste. Him and his Dagobah soup, his Dagobah lake soup, swamp soup.
Tastes like chicken, you do. Hmm?
That's something I could look up.
Do chickens exist in Star Wars in the Star Wars universe?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think porgs are a reasonable substitute for.
Maybe right. Maybe everything tastes like pork there. You know, like everything tastes like chicken. What does it taste like? It tastes like pork.
Like that's the closest I've come to finding an actual Star Wars recipe is roasted pork being roasted chicken.
Roasted pork.
Yeah, that's
And-
tonight's thumbnail.
What, roasted pork?
Roasted pork sounds like it's yummy, but if you look at the screen, that's tonight's thumbnail.
Star Wars space chickens, McClucky.
So yeah,
Maybe McClunky
I'll
is
just be
chicken.
happy when they finally name the thing.
yeah. It
What if he doesn't have a name?
I don't care. I don't care if they start calling him Right Said Fred.
he can use the force and lift a mud horn.
He deserves a name, and
The Mudhorn Slayer.
there's so many names floating around Twitter and YouTube and all of that it's getting confusing. You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
between yodeling, which makes me want to break out into song every time.
Yeah, right.
That's the one I came up with. I've been pushing that. I've been trying to push that since I first came up with it. I was like, yodeling. Come on, guys. Baby Yoda seems so fun out.
Or Fatal J calling it Yoda baby, and the way he
We just
says
called it
it,
Yoda
I
baby?
cannot do it with justice because with his Texan accent, it
Yeah.
comes off as a pickup line.
Like yo
and it's-
baby.
Yoda baby.
Yoda baby.
A Yoda baby Christmas song.
Yeah.
That's great. Put a saber under the tree.
So, do you think we'll see yodeling ornaments?
Oh, dude,
yeah.
but
Plush
there's
toys,
there's
stocking
supposed to
stuffing.
be
If they're
there's supposed to
smart.
be Baby Yoda toys coming. You know.
Yeah. If they're smart, they'll be capitalizing on that for sure.
Guaranteed you'll find instructions.
And I'm not proud. I'm not proud. I will take out a soccer mom in a heartbeat if there's like there's
So-
one Yoda baby left on the shelf. Yeah, that she's going down.
Yeah, that McClunky will be his.
No one messes with this show.
McClunky. So, what's your favorite part of the Mandalorian so far?
Favorite part so far.
Or something that really just sticks out?
Well, I think my favorite part is probably where he goes and takes out the stormtroopers in chapter 3. I really like that scene, that sequence. I thought it was shot well. So I think that's my favorite part of it. The other part of it is I like his character. I like the character of the Mandalorian, you know? Some people were upset he's not like a ruthless killer like Boba Fett, but you know, I don't necessarily want to see a Boba Fett because not all Mandalorians are like that. So I like his characterization. You know, he's
I like the mix. I like the mix.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
he's
he
brutal, but
is definitely kick ass. Okay, he's definitely kick ass, but yet you know he's got that. You know, he stopped, got out of his damn ship, and got the damn baby. Okay, he's like, no, fuck this shit. You know. Sorry, I just changed the rating.
Well, for me, it's when he walks up and he tries to heal Mandalorian's wound on his arm, and he does it a couple times. And you seen when he closed his eyes and concentrated, he did something.
He made
Oh
him
yeah,
clunky.
he knew what
used
to do.
he used the Force to try and heal his arm, and maybe he was successful a little bit.
I think so. I think it kind of showed that it was maybe starting to kind of close up or something there.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Stig?
What's up, Stig? Hail.
Hey, Steve. Trying that again. Hey, Steve. What should I say? Well, hello there.
Good.
Hello there.
Good.
Hello there.
How many times is he gonna say it in the new TV show?
Who cares?
Oh, man.
Hopefully once an episode at least.
Oh, yeah. He definitely will have to throw a hello there in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh.
how's the jaw?
Ouch.
You
Yeah.
got
How's
no more
the
pain, Stig?
Jawa.
Dentist.
The dentist, yeah.
He hopped up on the some, good painkillers there. Some suka.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want some death sticks?
I want suka.
Oh no.
Ah, yes, the almighty filling.
Yeah, got a feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
So, what do you think? Do you think there's other coverts of Mandalorians on other planets, or you think that was the only one?
I'd say there had to be more. I mean, you know, we're talking about an entire planet, you know, of people, and there's got to be more than 50 or whatever, left. You know.
Yeah, I would think there's probably others as well, scattered throughout. I mean, they can't be the only one because how many were there? 20, 30? They maybe show up at the end. If that, I don't even think it's that many.
Hey, Stig, check your Twitter DM.
As far as what we've seen on screen, I'd say 20, 25. I don't know. If that, I don't know.
And that'd be hard to believe that is literally all that's left in the galaxy.
Right.
But I mean, it could be. I don't know. We don't really know what happened with the whole, with the purge. With the Mandalorian purge. We don't really know the whole story.
And and one thing I'm wondering about though is like, the one guy talks about the purge, and in the Empire, and talking about Mando being a coward for sitting down at the table with the Empire.
Yeah.
Which would make you think that the Empire was responsible for the purge. But
that's
yet,
what I'm thinking.
But yet, every time we see the flash, or like when we see the flashback, the second flashback, and those doors open, you see the battle droid.
I think I don't think that's the purge though. That's
I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I don't.
Yeah, that's Clone Wars era.
Purge. Yeah,
that's definitely because those are separatist battle droids. Yeah. So that's Clone Wars era. They're just giving them a backstory, but there is a different purge that happens. Also, if you notice, like all the metal, the Beskar, the Empire has, they have the Imperial signet on it. So I think that they stole all the metal from them whenever they took over Mandalore or destroyed Mandalore.
Yeah.
Damn Imperials always meddling.
Oh,
Hello there.
Hello there.
hello.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Back from the dentist, feeling okay?
I'm okay. Eating salad.
Oh. Stig, what did you think of the last episode? I know you're.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought it was cool to see the Mandalorian deal with enemies, kind of covertly almost.
Mm-hmm.
Seems he had done it before. He didn't really plan much, so it was him going on experience and instinct. And finally, a flamethrower worked. Right? Someone died from a flamethrower.
Yeah, that was
Worked
cool.
pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good episode all in all. 7.5 out of 10, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty. I think that's pretty accurate.
I still hate Baby Yoda though. They need to put him in the wood chipper.
Oh man! Wow! Wow!
Yeah, get rid of that little turd.
Stig, let go of your hate.
It's not hate; it's practical.
Do you think that the Baby Yoda is going to stay throughout the entire show, or do you think it's just going to be like half the season?
It's probably going to be there for the whole season. Then he gets delivered off to someone, right? Maybe Luke. You know,
it would be interesting if he ends up in Luke's hands at the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, and I think,
but that means, if that's the case, that means
there's no Jedi. There's no Jedi Temple in this canon.
Well, whatever Luke was building that Kylo Ren, and you see that flash forward scene or flashback scene in A New Hope, in Force Awakens, and you see like Luke's hand pop out of the rubble. I'm assuming that's some kind of Jedi Academy, not temple, I guess. But.
Yeah. Also, that flashback scene.
Yeah.
With a battle droid, that's absolutely from the Clone Wars, which means it's probably the Mandalorian as a child, and given that the director of this episode is what's her name, Deborah Chow.
Deborah Chow,
she's directing the Kenobi series, so I think whoever saves him is Ben Kenobi, because that would tie in. That would tie into the other show, and he was on Mandalore during the Clone Wars, and that could explain why the Mandalorian has a soft spot for a Force user in Baby Yoda.
Yeah. Also, the Mandalorians, I would think they would know their history and know that Darth Maul took over at one point. I think they'd be aware of what Force use. That's why I was kind of thrown by his reaction to Baby Yoda, using the Force. Like I don't know, I've never seen this before. Now maybe he is aware of it, he just hasn't seen it in person before. Because
maybe Baby Yoda did a mind trick on him when he first meets him.
Just makes him forget everything.
No, made him shoot the battle droid.
In
episode 2.
Ooh.
No,
do you think
he could do that?
A kid, a baby?
No, the baby being able to use the Force like that is kind of it's puzzling.
Yeah,
because that's a highly advanced use of the Force, right?
Yes,
lifting a rhino, and George Lucas said you need
healing,
training
Force
for that.
heal. We didn't even see Luke Force heal.
Nobody did.
Yeah, we haven't seen anyone do it outside of like the EU, but you see Baby Yoda starting.
But he's been alive for 50 years.
Yeah, but he's still a
Yeah, but 50 years is 50 years. Okay.
But I mean,
Not if your mind is
if you're developing
not if-
slower though,
if you're a
if your
toddler,
cells aren't aging the same way, then your brain function wouldn't mature. It would mature slower if your cells are maturing.
Yeah, but it wouldn't make sense though for like Yoda to like live to be 900 years old if he's just going to be like the same as everyone else as far as mental. I don't know. I just think that I mean that the baby's been alive for 50 years. There's time to do stuff.
Well, he could have been alive for 50 years, but he could have been frozen for 40 of them. We don't know that.
It's like,
well, you see the younglings in Revenge of the Sith, before they're slaughtered, and you know that they are pretty young.
What are we going to do?
Anakin, Master Skywalker. If you take like the so say like Yoda's or the Yodeling is 50 years old, and Yoda was 900 when he died. So say that's the average lifespan. 50 years out of 900, that's about 0.05% of its life. So if you take the same equation to human terms, and say 71 is the average lifespan, 0.05%, that's like a 3.5 to 4-year-old. So 4 years old, he could have been starting to learn how to train, but who's training him? Because this is
very much. Yeah.
So unless it's Luke, who's training him? Who would be around to train him? I guess 50 years, you could say, he was around through the Clone Wars then. So he would have been born around the same time as Anakin. So could he have been part of the Jedi Temple at some point? I mean, he was born at the same time Anakin was, basically.
Yeah. How can you even train him if he doesn't speak the language?
Yeah, that too.
Even if it was raw, natural ability, whatever, I'm, like I say, 50 years is 50 years, regardless. And even though there are people who do not like rebels, I mean, some of us do. But there was a scene where basically, it's like the first time Ezra, really used the Force, and I want to say it was when Agent Callus was fighting Zeb or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and he pretty much had the best of Zeb and was about to, deal him a death blow, and Ezra's like, no, and then he reaches out with his hands and he force pushes Agent Callus away,
But he was also being trained though.
But nobody taught him that though, not at that point,
Oh, but
I don't know. I mean,
natural ability.
So it was like, it's just like a what's a gut, for lack of a better term, gut reaction, but
yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying there. That could be, but we do know he was being trained to a degree, so like to control his, his powers, his instincts.
Yeah.
And it was also trainable because he spoke the language, and he was in his teens, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was young.
Picture training a toddler to count to 20. That shouldn't take long in general, but for a toddler, that wouldn't work.
But like, like was said earlier tonight, it's like, it might be, like a case of, the Yoda, the Yoda species or whatever, are have like a certain affinity to the Force, and so they're taught how to use it basically just like we are taught how to freaking crawl and walk and talk and whatever.
Could be, yeah.
But
But,
I don't have a personally. I don't have a problem with Baby Yoda using the Force because he's been around for 50 freaking years. You know.
I just sent Bear a quote from Lucas, which kind of got debunked in this show. It says
repeat that, Stig?
I just sent you a picture with George Lucas quote that explains the Force and how it works, and the Mandalorian seems to have problems with this and the sequel trilogy.
Oh, look at that.
That's not how the Force works. No.
No, it isn't.
You have to come to learn it, right? You have to come to learn it. It's not something you just get. It's many years. Anyone who studied and worked hard could learn it, but you would have to do. Anyone who studied and worked hard? I thought it was midichlorian counting and all that.
No, a high midichlorian count just makes you more susceptible to being Force sensitive.
Right.
It just improves your odds.
So Luke was saying that anyone can really use the Force.
Anyone can use the Force if they're Force sensitive. Yeah.
If they have to be Force sensitive, though.
Yeah. Which is why certain bloodlines have more Force sensitive people, right?
Yeah.
So you can't just wake up and use the Force without training.
Right. You need to have trained.
Yeah, you have to be Force sensitive, and then years of training, and then understanding it. Then you can.
In the Old Republic, there were Jedi who were not real strong in the Force, but were still really good Jedi.
Yeah. Your strength in the Force just means you have more power behind it.
All right, so I mean, a little bit of devil's advocate or whatever, I guess. even though Obi-Wan told Luke, to let go of your feelings or whatever when he was doing the remote thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, yeah, he told him something, but at the same time, that's not really a whole lot of training, and Luke defended, the blast. So
it's about being zen in your mind, clear mind.
He says something to Luke, and I used this in my video when I countered what Freddie Prinze said about the Force, doing what it wants, like regardless, it's going to do what it wants. I used what Obi-Wan says to Luke, because he says to him, Luke, like, he says, stretch out with your feelings, and Luke, like deflects the blast, or almost deflects. I think he gets hit by one first, and says, so it obeys your.
It controls you.
Yeah, it says it controls you, and Obi-Wan says partially, but it also obeys your commands.
Right. Yeah.
So that just shoots, a hole in Freddie Prince's. Well, the Force is going to do what it wants no matter what. Well, no, because it has to obey your commands. It gives you the instincts to do it, but it also obeys your commands, which means you need to be trained, so you know what to command it to do.
Yeah, it's like a symbiotic relationship almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, it's like a symbiotic relationship.
It's part of you and around you.
Mm-hmm.
So did any of you?
I still think Baby Yoda has seen something or whatever to give it the forethought of lifting up the damn rhino. I mean,
it's entirely possible that could have. It's entirely possible because they've already said that species is naturally Force sensitive, and if you take nature for example, a lot of species will have a natural protection ability as younglings, using the Star Wars term. So that may have been a youngling reflex.
Still, that doesn't explain how he can heal wounds, though.
Not.
Yeah,
I'm stretching here.
Yeah, I don't know. You know that there's what is it? 5 episodes left. We we,
yeah.
we could be getting a very good explanation in that time. So, but up until now, it's kind of puzzling, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. I
Yeah,
guess.
Yep.
yeah. I think we're gonna find out. I mean, just what I'm guessing is we're gonna find out that yes, indeed, it just is doing it by sheer, will and sheer force and instinct. I think that's what we're gonna end up finding. If we find out anything, I think it'll be just that. But because I think they're gonna have it, they're gonna try to use it to maybe justify Rey and why Rey can do what she can do. Oh, look, Baby Yoda does it too. It's just they're gonna try to validate that.
Nothing can justify that.
No, I agree. It cannot, but I think that's what they're gonna try to do.
I thought I heard somewhere that the Creed movies, right? Because they're just basically
Yeah.
extensions of the Rocky movies.
Yes.
Yep.
Not well.
It's just what's in the same family,
Yeah.
of movies. And
Well, he's
someone-
Apollo Creed's son.
right.
Yeah, thanks, Orville.
Night Orville. And basically the composer that does the music for that one, I thought I heard somewhere that he's doing the music for The Mandalorian.
Oh, well, then that would definitely tie into the Rocky stuff. I'd have to look on IMDb.
I
and see
don't
if
know if that's true or
It's,
not, but I thought I heard that somewhere.
Interesting.
What's his name? I can't think of his name. It's some sort of, I don't know. It could be like one of Steeg's cousins or something, because it definitely sounds Scandinavian.
If it's a Swedish fellow, you're dead.
Now I've got to look it up.
Well, I said Scandinavian, so I mean that would include.
Man, stick that on me because I said, who did I say he sounded like? Oh, Craig Ferguson, and
Yeah.
you were quick
Yeah.
to say, I'm not Scottish.
I like that guy.
I'm sorry.
So far, I've been
Ludwig.
Yeah, people have accused me of
Ludwig
sounding-
Göransson.
Oh, that sounds Swedish, actually.
Type it in the chat, please.
Yeah. So far, people have accused me of sounding like Ewan McGregor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Morgan Freeman, and now Craig Ferguson. I'm starting to wonder what the hell kind of voice I have.
Well, the Ewan McGregor, that's natural because of your greeting, hello there. It's so spot on.
And you've got the Obi-Wan as your.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Morgan Freeman, though. That's
no,
a
those
stretch.
are weird. I can't see that at all. But I'm surprised no one said Craig Ferguson before.
No, that one's new.
Oh, damn.
Ever since I was a little boy,
Okay,
I
all right.
realized that people loved listening to the sound of my voice. So I figured, you get busy talking or you get busy dying. Sorry.
Not bad.
So we're just gonna move on because
I'm looking at the credits.
Mm-hmm.
He's Swedish, isn't he?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Who, me?
No, the guy who did the music.
He's not my cousin. He's not even adopted.
Stunts. Yeah. It's like they got the music at the freaking bottom or something. Because I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
Now I said that, Steve, because I knew it sounded like a Scandinavian name, so which unfortunately includes Sweden. I'm sorry.
You're on the list now.
Yeah. you know I love you, right? Okay.
We'll talk about it.
All right.
So basically, I think there's more to the yodeling than what there actually is. I think there's something more to it. maybe it's putting on an act.
I'm thinking
Right.
clone, because they had him sedated and they were scanning him.
Mhm.
I think it's a clone, which means they
You think
actually,
he is already a clone? They're not cloning him. He is a clone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
I think it's possible as well.
they're lifting stuff from the EU all the time, and this is from the Thrawn trilogy. They wanted to, because what's his name, Sabayoth? He was a
Yeah,
clone, and we didn't even know it.
Right. He was. Yeah.
Is
drove
it
him kinda crazy.
is it Saboth? Saboth?
Sabayoth is how they pronounce it. Sabayoth.
Yeah, he was a clone and went insane because clone
Mhm.
force users are
He was
it's
nuts.
bad. Yeah, yeah.
That.
And there was
Okay, so if that's true, well, of course, this is all old EU, right? So none of that holds
And
true anymore. But
I can't.
but that means if the Emperor Palpatine, you guys have heard that rumor, right? Where Palpatine, the one on the Death Star 2, was a clone that
I've
Vader
heard that.
threw down
Yeah.
the shaft. So if that's true, that means he would have, he should be crazy.
That would
But
mean that
we do not see a crazy Emperor. We see a very sane Emperor. I mean, he's
Yoda and Kenobi should have sensed that, though.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Yeah, why didn't they say? Of course, I guess you could say he was so powerful he clouded their judgment through the entire prequel trilogy.
Yeah,
They couldn't even sense him, and he was right in front of them. I mean, that's one of the things that Luke said.
Who was
blinded them?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the who were the directors or whatever that were supposed to do Solo and they got fired?
Lord and Miller.
Lord and Miller. Yeah. Like they need to get Lord and Miller to direct an episode of The Mandalorian, and then all of a sudden have Baby Yoda, because I'm not calling him Yodeling. I'm sorry, because I just
Fine.
But they have Baby Yoda.
You know why they're calling it yodeling?
Break out with a damn cigar, like the baby from Roger Rabbit.
It's based off of young.
Hey, you know what? Over here, no.
I want Baby Yoda to go insane and kill people with the Force, like squash them.
I would actually, that's something I consider. It's like, what if they end up turning that thing into like a Sith?
Yeah, Baby Yoda killing machine.
Wouldn't that be a shocker? No,
What, the Mandalorians turning the yodeling into a Sith?
Yeah, turning it into a Sith Yoda.
Didn't the
running
Mandalorians
around
at one
screaming
point
like a porg?
Yeah.
in the first Sith War, didn't the Mandalorians side with the Sith?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
But they also would sell weapons to anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they were I'm not sure if they sided. They might have at one point sided with the Sith, got along with them. Well, the Sith was, they were a race. The Sith Empire was.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. So it's kind of different when we talk about Sith as in like, evil Jedi, but they're not really, it's more of, it was a race originally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know who
Dark
knows if
Jedi
that's
that
true.
crashed on the planet Mandalore.
That might not be true anymore.
No, it's
Mandalore Korriban. They recanonized more. Was it Korriban they recanonized, or was it Moraban?
No, is it Korriban?
Korriban.
Korriban, yeah, Korriban, yeah. They re-canonized that.
Yeah, and they said they did it because they didn't want people to confuse it with Coruscant.
Right. Yeah.
It was like, come on, give the fans some benefit of the doubt,
Yeah.
Fans.
Seems like I heard something. Seems like I heard something where like there actually is something somewhere that says that the original name for Korriban was Moraban or something.
I think it's been called two. Yeah, I think it's been called both in the EU history, but it refers to the same planet.
Could be. I don't remember that. But if it's the case, then fair enough.
Yeah, I'm wondering who the mysterious person that they were talking to.
Who they were? Wait, what do you mean?
When the Mandalorian was using his spyglass
Who they were
from his
talking?
weapon
Who
to
they were
see
talking
through the
about?
walls.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's Moff Gideon. It Esposito, whatever his name. Yeah, that actor. Giancarlo Esposito. Yeah, from Breaking Bad. He is playing. He's playing Moff Gideon, and that's who they're talking about. I can.
He's
almost,
listing.
I can
He's
almost
listed in the credits,
guarantee
right?
it.
You're saying he's listed in the credits of the Mandalorian?
Hmm.
Well, he will be as soon as he's on the damn show.
Yeah, he hasn't been in it yet.
Well, if they're filming in future shows, we'll have credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. If they're up on IMDb, yeah, should.
Yeah.
But he's the guy that you see in the previews where he's staring down the Mandalorian with a row of death troopers.
Yeah, and he's got like some heavy duty armor too there.
Mm.
I don't know if it's Death Trooper armor or something, but he's got like a pretty cool chest plate, right?
Yeah, well, he's dressed up in the black TIE fighter
Oh, that's right. It's a TIE Fighter. Yeah.
uniform or whatever.
Yeah, we haven't seen any TIE fighters or any space action yet.
I just watched one of the Rebel episodes where one of the guys that were working for the Empire in one of the episodes, they ran across them and they were basically looking to fly through their space, and the Rebels were, and the crew from the ship and the Rebels basically went in a smaller ship to see if they could talk with people. And one of the guys there, he was I can't think of his name. He wasn't from Death Watch, but he was one of the other Mandalorians that was working with the Empire in that episode.
Hmm.
Was it the same one that said that? Was it the same one that said that Jango Fett was not a real Mandalorian?
That was a YouTuber.
Who said that though?
That was actually Dave Filoni. He messed up the Mandalorian lore, and he apologized for it later. He did it in the Clone Wars.
He
No,
did,
never
did he?
said Jango Fett wasn't a Mandalorian. Jango Fett was a Mandalorian. He was from one of the.
No, there's
Mandalorian.
I forget what YouTube channel it was, but I seen a video. They were talking about Boba Fett
Dash
and Django
Star
not being.
Dash
Is that
Star.
what it was?
Yeah, because I just watched it a little while ago. Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't think he could say that.
And
It was from one of
and he said it because he said that George said it.
that Jango wasn't a real Mandalorian.
That that Boba Fett, therefore Jango Fett was not.
Well,
a
no,
real
I mean
Mandalorian.
Boba Fett wasn't, because he wasn't born, nor did he ever live on Mandalore. But Boba Fett,
no,
or I
but
mean Jango Fett did.
Boba Fett was Jango's clone, though.
Right. But he was never from the planet. Jango Fett was, but
You can be a Mandalorian even if you're not born on it. I mean, even
right.
the Mandalorian show says that, because foundlings.
yeah, foundlings, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if you're raised in the culture, then
Yeah.
that's all it really takes. If you're raised in that lifestyle and that culture, then
Well, that's what they originally were before they became a quote unquote race of humans.
The protectors of Concord Dawn.
What's that?
Who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were Mandalorians in Rebels, and they were working with the Empire at that point.
They were working with the Empire.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia page now for the legend stuff.
Yeah.
And first thing it says, Jango Fett was a renowned Mandalorian bounty hunter.
There you go.
So they're trying to change what's said in the EU if they go to that route. But yeah.
He's a human from Concord Dawn.
But I guess that one guy was saying because of what George Lucas had said.
Oh no, it was James. It was Filoni who screwed it up. He even admitted he screwed it up in the Clone Wars. He hadn't looked at the EU stuff, so he messed up the lore with the Mandalorians, and he actually apologized for it.
Well, at least he apologized.
What particular thing did he mess up, though? Just out of curiosity.
I think it was Jango. I think it was Jango Fett and something about the Mandalorian culture. I can't remember what it was. Ryan told me. Ryan Kinnell.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in Legends, it says it flat out.
Yeah.
And that was the canon in place when they made the Clone Wars. So, yeah, Jango Fett was a Mandalorian. Absolutely, it says so.
Yeah, because in the before George had done this prequel trilogy, Boba Fett was. I don't think he was even a Mandalorian. I think he was a guy that took the armor of a Mandalorian and just like used it as his to become like the bounty hunter he was. But I don't think he was ever, because he was never a clone of anyone. And that story, that was all George's stuff when he came up with the prequels. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he was just a guy who like found the Mandalorian armor or killed a guy for it and took it.
No, but there was Mandalorians working with him, training the clones.
Yeah, but he was just like a regular guy that like got the armor, or took the armor.
According to Legends, Jango Fett at one point was the Mandalore.
Yes.
So he was the leader of the Mandalorians.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this
That's
was
why they
the
took
lore.
him to clone him. He was the best.
Yeah,
of them.
this was the lore that was canon when they made the Clone Wars, and then Filoni screwed it up, right?
Okay, yeah, because they don't really get too much into Jango Fett, and Jango Fett was the leader and the best of them, and that's why the Sidious used him to clone the troopers from, because he was the best.
Yeah, and in the EU, Boba Fett went on to be the Mandalore.
Yeah, and I remember reading a comic about the backstory of Jango Fett, and I think he's the Mandalore in that one. So that used to be canon. But now it's fair enough if he wasn't a Mandalorian in the new canon. That's okay. But Filoni still screwed up because that was the canon when he wrote the Clone Wars, and that's where he made the mistake.
Well, see, me personally, like when I saw that episode of the Clone Wars, like I just thought, of the guy being like a for lack of a better term, a pompous ass. When he told Obi-Wan that like he's not a Mandalorian. Like somebody saying, well, he's not a real Green Bay Packers fan. Something like that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I took it. Is like he was just he didn't like Jango or whatever, so he's like, man, he's not a Mandalorian. But I mean, that's how I took it when I saw the show. But,
Yeah, why would someone not like Jango Fett?
I mean, they would.
That
have
was
to-
one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he was very cool in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
He was one of the highlights.
They would have to respect the former Mandalore, though. I mean, I don't know. It's
They'd have to respect what?
a former Mandalore.
Oh yeah. I would think so. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, they definitely should. Once the leader. Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes the clone troopers less special if they were just cloned out of some
Right.
random guy who claims he's a Mandalorian, right?
Yeah,
If
Yeah. I would think so.
if they cloned them from a Mandalorian war hero who became the Mandalore, then they're kick ass.
Yeah.
so
There's the observation that a lot of other channels have been making about the pacing, and it's something that I had kind of noticed too. If you ever, when you watch an episode of Rebels, the pacing and the way the story moves, watch one episode of Rebels, then go watch the first episode of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I think most people were saying that with episodes 1 and 2, but I haven't seen. Have you seen people saying that about the new episode? Because I really thought the pacing was good in chapter 3.
No,
Yeah,
it's moving.
Well,
it moves. The story
makes
moves
sense.
like a cartoon.
it makes sense for the first one.
It does. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the story. That's why I
It
was
makes
saying
sense for
watch.
the first one because Filoni
Hold on,
directed
Shell.
the first
Hold on,
one.
Shell. That's why I was saying watch one of the episodes of Rebels, and then watch an episode of Mandalore. It doesn't matter which one, and it's the same kind of pacing and feel that those episodes have. Only difference is it's a little bit more adult edged compared to what the animations were. It's like watching a living in-person cartoon.
Hey, I like that. That's
Yeah.
good with me. It works.
I mean, if
I don't
it was
know
compared
why- I
to
don't know why it would-
serials. Remember this old serials
Yeah.
that George Lucas liked?
yeah.
Oh, that's kind of way
And, and I'm
in the first place.
Pretty sure that Gary at Nerdrotic said all that. I think.
Yeah, it was. If they're taking the cue from Lucas and how he created the, originals, they were old serials. And he had, there was like a different ending.
I put a link. I put a link in the YouTube chat to that Dash Star video about about George and George and Boba Fett and Jango Fett.
We could. How long is it? It's like 11 minutes. We could play that if you want, Bear. If you want to screen share that and play it.
Play what?
The video that Shell put in the chat. It's the why George Lucas made the Fets fake Mandalorians. It's Lucas's explanation. We could play that. I haven't seen it yet. If you want to put that up.
I tried putting it in the StreamYard chat, but it wouldn't let me.
It
wouldn't let
should
you?
have been able to.
Really?
Oh, were you on mobile or your laptop?
Yeah, it told me I'm on the laptop, but I'm on Wi-Fi either way.
I put it in there. It's in the private chat if you want to.
Yeah, I got it. I got to find it again. Okay, pink.
Jango Fett's armor was not made of Beskar.
Oh, it's not?
Wasn't?
It's made of less expensive Durasteel alloy.
Now, how would the leader of the Mandalorians not have Beskar?
Where does that information come from? Just curious.
It's from Wikipedia.
Okay.
I can send you the link if you wish.
Oh, I look at Wikipedia all the time.
It's
so I mean,
that's
hey Stig, you're wrenched, but put it in the chat for everyone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Wikipedia is pretty trustworthy. So you'd think that he would have Beskar armor as the leader,
Yeah, you would think.
known as the Mandalore.
This is from the Legends canon, though.
Oh, okay.
From Legends.
Yeah, which was
Huh.
canon. Which was canon when the Clone Wars were made.
And so
Right,
they're also saying by inheritance, Boba Fett's armor wasn't Beskar steel.
Right.
Yeah, Boba Fett's was not. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that one was really beat up. That was
Yeah.
yeah.
But in the it's this funny thing though, in the EU books, his armor was Beskar. Boba Fett's was.
After the Sarlacc pit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he made a new one after that. The first one got ruined in the Sarlacc.
Yeah. Because man, Boba Fett is probably one of my most favorite characters in the EU.
He was awesome in the EU.
Oh my god, he was so awesome. Man. I mean,
He
why
comes out of the Sarlacc pit.
make that movie? That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think
Make
that's what
that
this
movie.
was supposed to be.
Someone pointed out something. They had read a complete guide to Star Wars Galaxies, Star Wars characters or something from last year.
Right?
It was an official product, and it was basically like a encyclopedia of all the characters so far. And they mentioned where they died and how and blah blah blah. But when it came to Boba Fett, they said he was last seen falling into the Sarlacc pit. They never said he was dead. Everyone else they confirmed was dead, not Boba Fett.
This is in the new canon?
That is very interesting.
Yeah, this was in Star Wars guide characters or something. Came out last year.
Oh, so they left him. So they left it open.
Yeah, which is why I think the Boba Fett movie was going to take place after Return of the Jedi, and the Mandalorian series is the leftovers of that canceled movie. Because he's rebuilding his armor, right? The Mandalorian, which is something Boba Fett would do too.
Right.
Yeah, he was kind of rebuilding the armor.
Yeah, and I bet you the Jawas would have messed with Boba Fett's ship.
Yeah, because they would have been on Tatooine.
Yeah,
that would have made sense.
And the planet that most of the show has taken place on is basically Tatooine too.
Right.
It has everything Tatooine on it. They just called it something else, and even the moisture farmers, they renamed it vapor farmers. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking at what at one point was the Boba Fett movie.
Yeah, I think so too. They just pieced it together,
It does feel that way,
and padded it to make it 8 episodes, an 8-hour, or not even 8-hour show. I guess it's like 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, sure. If it's good, it's good.
When this season's all done, add up all the actual time, not the recaps, but the actual time, and I bet you equals a movie.
Mm.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's the first one.
I think it'll be like 4.
Between the three of them, we're looking at a little over an hour and a half so far.
Yeah.
Maybe like 2 movies, the movie and the sequel.
Yeah, like a director's cut.
Yeah, I
love director cut movies.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. That it used to be a
release the Snyder cut. I mean, what?
Where?
Yeah, Stig. I think you're right. I think
Squirrel.
it was too.
No, squirrel's not here.
Squirrel. What?
Squirrel.
Where?
I don't know. It was fast. Yeah. Jango Fett. and Boba Fett was some of my most favorite characters. I mean, there was a lot of really good reading material in the EU about Boba Fett. I mean, he trained Jaina solo. I mean, that was freaking awesome story. I mean, they had plenty of examples of what was a good story.
Yeah, right. That's what Kathleen Kennedy has come out and said.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have anything to pull from. No history.
Oh my goodness, she made herself big liar.
We have
Oh,
no
yeah.
source material.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a
Creepy.
that was good. Yeah, it sounded, he sounded
Spot
like
on.
Jeremy's mimicking voice. You know.
His
Wow.
his SGW voice.
Yes, exactly.
Sounded like that guy on CNN, Stelter.
Yeah.
The little
Brad
bald guy.
Stelter.
Yeah, sounded like
Hello,
him.
my name's Brad Stelter.
Source material.
My name is Brad Stelter, and my head looks like a suka.
The real reason why George Lucas. It's the link that you sent me.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, the video.
Yeah. Dash Star.
Even Rogue One was stolen from the Dark Forces storyline.
Yeah, there's the video games stealing the Death Star plans. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean Jan Ors, Jin
Yeah.
Urso, all they did was change some letters.
Yeah, change the letters around, switch the story a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah,
I
you
mean,
pretty much had the same plot.
And the same look.
because
Yeah.
they pretty much that was what Kyle Katarn's story, right?
Yeah, they
Mhm.
gave his part to Jan Ors and renamed her Jin Urso after whitewashing her because Jan Ors was an Asian.
Yeah. For so much for diversity, Disney
Yeah,
taking the Asian girl you've already got in the game and taking her right out, replacing her with a white girl. What?
Right.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. We'll get another Asian girl and we'll put her in a potato sack and it'll be fine.
Yeah, they really made up for it. Oh, it's like adding insult to injury.
and Jin Urso had an identical backstory to Jan Ors. I actually posted that on Twitter today. The comparison, it's almost like you just copy and paste.
Really? So her dad,
Yeah.
I don't remember the storyline of the guy. I played those games, but it's been too long. Was her dad also worked on the Death Star?
No, but the rest of it was spot on. It's on my Twitter page. Let's see if I can.
Right. It's just a sample of that video there. So you guys go over there and check that out. Smash that like button for them.
Yeah, I'll have to check that video out later.
Yeah. I don't want to play the whole complete video because I don't want to tick them off. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, just be right and
Oh,
yeah.
oh. I don't think they. You talking about
Yeah, but
you talking about the Dash Star video?
right.
Oh, I don't think he'd be pissed
Show
off
that
at you.
little
But,
sample there. What's this?
I just shared the Twitter link.
Oh, yep.
You guys can see in it. It also has a picture below. I retweeted my own tweet and added to it. Even the droid is almost identical.
Okay, I see there.
no droids.
Oh, droids. Your droids. They'll have to wait out there.
So we got okay.
Where's that?
Who is this? Jen Urso and
And Jan Ors.
isn't that the pilot that got the bomber that was killed?
No.
Oh Jesus!
No, it looks like her. That's you're talking about Rose Tico's
Sister.
Yeah, actually,
sister.
it actually looks like Rose Tico's sister.
Yeah.
Dude, I seriously, my dead grandmother moves faster than them damn bombers from freaking
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So, what show is she in?
She was from a video game. This girl.
Yeah,
This is
video
a
game and,
video game.
and novels. Video
Yeah.
game and novels.
Yeah.
About stealing the Death Star plans. And it was canon.
Yeah.
Bless
Good
you.
night.
Thank you. That came out of nowhere.
Jen met with Mon Mothma. Wow, so did Jin. Yeah, I see that. It's like a side by side. That's pretty funny.
It's just copy and paste.
Yeah.
So no source material, you just use source material to make Rogue One.
And used Cassian Andor instead of Cal-Katarn.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities.
Yeah, Jin. That's great. Wow.
Even the picture and the
You
tweet
know-
below, it's
Yeah. It even
Say
looks
say
similar.
what you will.
Okay, cool.
Say what you will about Cassian Andor, but in a way, I kind of like him because him and I both have been
Cassian?
in this fight. Him and I both have been in this fight since we were 6. Okay, so
Well, they're making him into a series now, Cassian
Yeah.
Andor.
yep.
I don't know if that series. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, Obi-Wan. I
Two
don't
Marines
think
up.
you even really need to have an Obi-Wan movie. Yeah, right. That's the thing. Like, you're gonna have a prequel to a movie that was a prequel
Uh,
to.
I just did a
Okay,
search for UFO sightings, and I got a UFO sighting page somehow.
Sweet.
It's like I was looking for a search result, and I just went to a page. How'd that happen?
The truth is
Apparently.
out there.
UFOs.
you know what would make a cool series?
Look at that.
A space battle series set after Return of the Jedi with Wedge as the main character.
Wedge. Oh yeah, that would be cool. I would love
Yeah.
to see like
This
a
is the page that
Rogue
popped up when I
Squadron
did a
movie.
UFO search. You see that?
Best UFO sight. Oh yeah. Best UFO sightings and encounters videos.
I think I see. I think I still. Yeah. That if you look really close, over to the left, you'll see
Mandalorian.
Will Smith. You'll see Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
That's not a UFO, that's a shower head.
Let's see. Here's one, Georgia.
They used
Look at that.
Georgia.
Look at
it
that.
was like an Empire Strikes Back. They used like potatoes and
Georgia.
kitchen sinks and stuff for the asteroids.
Yeah. Well, it worked.
Yeah.
There's a UFO right there. See
I
that?
see that thing flying. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back. Let's see here.
Like I said, I feel cheated
Click one of
because
these. Let's
you
click
know I've lived in
that
2
one.
trailer parks and no UFOs. Okay.
Out of luck both times.
What's this here?
I grew up on a small island. No sharks.
Panama.
No sharks?
No sharks. Completely safe.
No sea life of any kind.
Just cods and stuff.
Did you were you a big fisher?
Yeah, I used to fish when I was a kid. I fish now too, but
Oh, look at
from
that.
shore now though.
I feel like that would be if you grew up on a lake that or an ocean that had no sharks in it, it'd be a lot of swimming and fishing.
Hey, Final, didn't you have a UFO experience?
Yeah, I saw something in Arizona. Or no, not Arizona. Well, I actually had 2. One was in Arizona and one was in California. The Arizona one was like late at night. I was out with a friend. We were in the pool, like the apartment complex, just swimming. And I looked up and saw this completely black triangle with like 3 sets of little orangish lights on each of the corners. Like each of the points had these three
Oh,
little
wow.
sets of kind of orangish lights, and made no sound. I would not have even known it were there had I not looked up. And it was like a skyscraper, I'd say, like high. So it was pretty close. You know, you could see a good amount of, like, it was dark. It was black. It was, you know, I don't know, like 1 a.m. So you couldn't see too much, but you could see the outline of the craft against the, you know, the sky, because the moon was out. So it had enough of a background. So you could tell this thing was a triangle. It had 3 sets of lights on each of the corners. And it just did this kind of weird sort of smooth turn to the right and flew right over top and then just kept going, and you know, until I couldn't see it anymore. And it was completely black and silent, you know, other than those little lights. That was one time.
I had
And,
well, when it slowly turned and moved away, did it kind of like give you the feeling like, yeah, you know, I see you and you don't care feeling?
Yeah, because I don't, you know, you kind of wonder, like, if I hadn't looked up and seen it, you know, what would it have done? Would it just have hovered there, or, you know, there's also an Air Force base around there. This is in like around Phoenix, so it could have been a military craft they were testing, you know, but it was triangle shaped and made no sound.
What weather balloon?
So whatever kind of. Yeah, exactly. So swamp fog, swamp gas. There's a bunch of swamp gas in the shape of a triangle with flies.
I had a similar experience.
That's story. That's what we'll tell.
In the 90s.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because when during winter and fall in Norway, the sun sets way faster, right? So we get a lot of very clear sky, a lot of stars, and me and a friend were on a hill looking up at the stars, seeing if we could see some satellites and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, there was something moving up there in a straight line, right? It was like, okay, there's one. Then it turned. It did a U-turn, flew back, and then upwards, and kind of grew, and then it shrunk and went away.
Wow.
It's like it went into hyperspace, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were like, shit. And, you know, X-Files had just started. So
yeah,
we were like, crap, you know? It's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember it clearly. That was no satellite, because it just turned.
Right.
Turned
yeah.
the other direction.
Satellites don't turn like that, you know,
Yeah.
on a dime and make
Yeah.
a U-turn.
Satellites slowly change directions.
Mhm.
It's not fast.
No, it just.
I mean, I've watched a satellite change directions, but it wasn't overt. It was just changing directions, like. And it was the first time I actually seen a satellite change directions. I'm like, wow, okay. Because it was, and it stayed in this. It just moved to parallel, and that was it. It just shifted over, and I was like, interesting.
Yeah, it was weird, and I remember it clear as day, still. But
yeah, some things like that you don't, you know, you don't forget. It's kind of stuck
don't know
in your
what it was
mind.
though. I have no clue what it was. It could have had a natural explanation. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Norway during winter, there's no fireflies or anything, so it wasn't anything like that.
That'd be a pretty high up firefly.
It was a cracked out Viking duck.
Yeah. Viking duck zoomer. Just flashing.
Someone discovered something.
They saw us and went, shit, we need to get out of here. Then they flew back to their galaxy.
No, it's a message for Shellback.
Yeah, my first UFO experience. You know, I was going to see one of my friends play acoustic and acoustic guitar, and I was getting ready to go out. It was I'd say probably in November. a cold, crisp November in Gary, Indiana, and really clear for amazingly beautifully clear night, because you got steel mills all over the place, pollution all over the place, and one night where it was just absolutely crystal clear was amazing. And so I stopped and decided, well, to check out the stars while I was smoking a cigarette, and I was noticing this really bright star, and I'm like, wow, that is really, really bright, and it was that blue white piercing bright, and you could tell it was like it was out there a little bit, and I was just looking at this thing. I was like, wow, that is really bright. So I watched it for a little bit while I smoked a cigarette. Then all of a sudden, I just decided to say it just for the hell of it. I know you're out. I know you're up there. And then all of a sudden, the thing just freaking moved. It moved like what would be a handspan. And then to the right, it zinged off into nowhere. Gone. Boom. And I was just like, did they just hear me? Thinking to myself. And I'm sitting there with a cigarette kind of like hanging on my lip. And I'm just like, whoa. And just for giggles, I figured I'd say that. And that was not the reaction I was looking for. So that was my first UFO experience.
Wow, that's crazy. Like it responded when you hit,
Yes.
like acknowledged it. Like it
Yes.
knew.
And it
Like
felt
ESP.
that way. And everything got kind of cold. You know, when a ghost walks into a room, it gets cold, chills. It was chills kind of like that. Something that was just bigger than me, and I felt that moment. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. It was kind of a powerful kind of moment, you know. And that thing just went pew, zinged out, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, satellites don't make weird turns like that. Satellites don't shoot a handspan really fast, stop, and then zing off somewhere. They don't do that, so check. And I was like, UFO. It's like, yep, I've seen a UFO. That's the first time.
Yeah, you protected the planet from them too, apparently. Jeez, we've been spotted. Let's beat it, guys.
Make great beginnings of a movie, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And that was in the driveway in Gary when that happened.
Did you? There's like some reports that people feel like when they see these things, like almost like they're being probed. Like they're not like physically, but like they're being scanned.
I do not have an intercourse.
And I was telling everyone back in the green room about my second experience. And for intents and purposes this time, we'll just say I was having a cigarette this time as well. With the sunroof open in the car, and the car was kind of like in the drive and in the backyard a little bit, so I could see the whole western sky. And on the other end of the yard, there's like a huge oak tree, and I can see all the sky. It's a nice night. It's peaceful. It's a summer night. There was no fireflies out that night. They had dispersed, and so I'm just sitting there smoking my cigarette with the radio on real low, and I notice to my left I can see something with a faint glow, and that glow was coming from the wrong direction, because that glow normally comes from the northwest, and that's where Gary Works is at. That's where the steel mill is. And there's all kinds of red glows coming from that place, red and orange glows. That's to be expected. But this came from the south, which was to my left. And all of a sudden, it couldn't have been more than maybe 100 feet off the ground, and glowing orange, yellowish orb. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. And it went through my neighborhood, went toward Lake Michigan because that's the direction it was going. Lake Michigan's like maybe a 5-minute, 9-minute drive up County Line Road, and it was going that direction north. And then I'm just sitting here with a cigarette in my mouth, the one I said for this intents and purposes that I was smoking, and I'm watching it go basically right through the middle of the backyard of my neighborhood, and I'm like, wow. And then it changes directions and starts going toward the northeast, going toward Michigan City. And it just hovered over the neighborhood and went about its merry old way. And I'm just like, everyone had gone to bed. And because I had a group of people who were over that night and everyone was in bed, I was up. And I seen that. And I'm just like, wow. So that's twice. Twice in my life I've seen something like that.
Now I'm going to show... Give me a minute here, but I've got
I want to have to pop off, people. I'm starving.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
okay.
man, you go get something to eat, and thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, go grab some breakfast.
Thank you for having me on, and have a good evening, all of you.
You too.
Thank you, Stig. Have a good day.
I'll do my best.
Steve. Yeah, I'm starting to check out the back of my eyelids too.
I'm getting there myself. Which is, I'm getting to the point where it's questionable whether I really should crash or not.
Oh,
But,
you're 4 hours ahead of me or behind me?
I'm Eastern time zone, darling.
Ahead.
Oh, okay, 3. So wow, it's 5 in the morning there, huh?
4, yeah.
4.
But the more UFO stories I hear, the more, and, I've had my own experience, but it's really not much different than what you guys have said. But the more stories I hear, the more I'm absolutely convinced that all of these UFO sightings are nothing more than alien teenagers who have stolen, mom and dad's car.
Bunch of baby Yoda.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
One of my first videos that I made, I actually did on this subject. I was pretending to be said trailer trash redneck, and my alien run-in was freaking Jar Jar Binks, who got lost. He put the wrong coordinates into the Nava computer, and it ended up in my neighborhood.
There was going to be that scene in Force Awakens where JJ was going to put like the bones of Jar Jar in on Jakku. But he decided to take him out at like the last minute. But Jar Jar was almost in there. The remains of Jar
Jar Abrams.
I don't know. There might have been people that probably would have liked that.
Yeah.
I mean, Jar Jar really, he really was really bumbling. Yeah, he really was.
I really like that fan theory that he was a Sith.
Oh yeah, I like it too. I find it entertaining.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know that I would like it to be canon or anything like that, but it's an interesting story.
In a way, Jar Jar was annoying, in a way, but at the same time, it didn't really bug me.
Well, it doesn't. For as annoying as Jar Jar was, it doesn't bother me as much as Luke's character in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I gladly take a Jar Jar over a depressed.
Get off my lawn while I drink fresh titty milk.
Get off my vapor form.
I swear, nobody does that one like Abunas.
Yeah. They're like, yeah.
Hey Bear, check your Twitter DM. I sent you a picture. One of the things I caught my second experience here in California.
Oh wow.
Push the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took that with my iPhone. That was off of the Will Rogers Beach in Malibu, California, as the sun was going down, and there were people on the beach. It was far. I zoomed in, so it was far out there, but I zoomed in. I saw this thing like just hovering above the water. You know, I was like, "What the heck is that thing?" It was at first I thought it was a ship, and I'm like, "No, that's above the water," and it was just stationary. It wasn't moving at all. And,
Yeah, it's definitely got shape to it.
right? Yeah,
It's
it has a
definable.
shape, kind of sphere sort of shape.
Yeah.
And so I took that picture and I took a couple more, and then I got some video of it actually moving. Now the problem with the video is so far out there that it's okay. Just computer. I'm going to try to send you this too. It's so far out there, it's hard to see. So I zoom in, you can definitely see the dot. You have to kind of follow with your eyes. You know, you might have to rewind a few times, but you can see it hover. It starts like at that height in the picture, and then starts lowering. And by the time I got the video, it was just like kind of just above the water line, and it's moving across the ocean. And all of a sudden, it just dips real quick in the ocean and disappears. It goes in the water.
Wow.
It almost looks like a boob with a bad gel tattoo.
I know, right? Yeah, like a a boob with a. Here, I'm gonna send you that video too. Hopefully it's too long to send. Yeah, it's crazy. I
all right.
can't tell what that
all right,
is.
everybody. Hey, I'm going to bed.
Well, hey, you have a good night, and thanks for coming.
I gotta wax my shell and get up early in the morning.
I probably should too.
Yeah, it's getting a little late.
It is a bit late. Yeah. Because
We started a lot later than we originally planned.
You know, sometimes when I'm up a little later than I should be, you know what I unwind with?
What?
Deep Space Nine. Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Creepypastas.
Yeah, no. Because I don't really care for the ghost type scary movie thing go bump in the night.
Oh, come on, they're hilarious.
Oh, some of them are hilarious, but you know, I think I've explained before.
Oh yeah, you and I both have a different
Why
on that kind of stuff.
I don't want to go into that kind of bump in the night. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
But yeah, I've seen some some things that make your skin crawl.
So
and we won't talk about that when it's dark out for sure.
Let's save that conversation for another time.
Oh yeah.
I definitely want to talk and hear more about that. We've kind of talked a little about that, but
yeah.
Let me bid everyone fair winds and following seas, and I will talk to you all later.
Have a great night.
You know, I want to be able to get like a few hours of sleep so I can get up and have suka in the morning.
So you're gonna have eggs, huh?
Yeah.
Sunny side up or poached or scrambled?
I don't know, but either way, with a side of porg.
Hey, there's times when there ain't nothing like some scrambled eggs. Mix some medium salsa in with that, and then cook up some refried beans. And
or like one of them frogs that Baby Yoda eats. Because they them and porgs both taste like chicken. So
yummy.
It all does taste like chicken, doesn't it?
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
So that's what that does.
Get this video open. Yeah, I mean, have you ever seen something like that?
Seen something like what?
That whatever I saw there, that object, and it goes in the ocean, which is the weirdest.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen nothing like that, but the stuff, but that's definitely a definable shape. The thing I seen was a glowing ball orb of energy or
Yeah,
whatever it was.
Right.
There was nothing really to define because it was just light glowing and
Yeah.
emanating from it. This here, I mean, you can see the bottom is circular. You can see there's a circular indentation, which looks like the bottom of a donut a little bit. And you can
Yeah.
see something that sticks up in the middle and it's circular.
Yeah, it definitely is the sign. And I mean, it's, it hovered there for a little while and then finally started moving across the ocean, and then just, you see it just kind of dip in real quick and disappear.
Hmm.
I'm trying to get this video if I can send this to you so you can show it. I think it's too long. I'm trying to edit it down so I can send, because I don't know if Twitter can handle it.
Twitter can handle. You just have to wait for it to load, and it could probably handle a lot. To
If
a
I
certain
send the
degree,
video
it's probably
DM?
got a limit. You can probably take maybe a minute.
Let's see if this.
Just ease it in.
Let's give it a minute.
Yes, I turned the lights off, so my headache would.
Oh, there we go, Bear. Okay, it's sending.
Back?
I think I just had it in the wrong form, so
Was
here,
that?
I'm going to send it.
No, it was trying to come back, but I drank more water.
Dude.
Okay,
Plus,
Bear,
I turned the
check your,
lights off because I think I'm light sensitive to my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see here.
check your DMs there. Now this is kind of far away. You might have to actually zoom in on your screen, Bear, so you can see it.
Where'd you send that at?
It's your Twitter DM.
I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing the
Oh,
picture.
maybe
Still.
it's still. Oh, you know what? Hold on, it's still sending. Sorry.
You got to wait for it to load all the way, then press the triangle.
Yeah, the blue bar is still filling in. So, okay, it's not loaded yet. Oh, in the meantime, here. I'll send
While
you
we
this.
are waiting, let's
Mhm.
show this.
Oh, I guess I gotta wait till this sends first.
Share. Voila. Look at that.
Oh, wait.
That's my favorite logo that I made for you.
There we go. I just switched it. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
Yeah.
one. I look like Egon there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I've
that
got a
cartoon
figure
app
of
I
it.
got.
My hair's kind of puffed up.
Alright.
Go to bed, Shellback.
Are you sending it?
Yeah, it's still sending. It's like almost halfway. It's showing Suka. He's still in the chat. Suka.
Well,
Scramble
hey.
Suka.
Imagine that.
How many people? We still have 6 people watching. Very nice.
Seriously.
People. It's
6 people hanging out with us as we're just reading Shellback going, Suka.
Hey, we were live like this till like almost 5 in the morning.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah,
It was last week.
I think somewhere in there. I'd have to go look.
Yeah, I don't remember if that was Saturday after our show or if it was Sunday when I got back from. Oh no, it was Sunday.
I think
It was after
one
Zod's
of our
show.
shows.
Yeah, because you guys were live with Zod, and you asked me when I was getting off work, and I was like, "Oh, I'll come, I'll be getting back around like 11:30ish." And then I jumped on. We did Zod's show, the end of it, and then we started the late night stream.
Yeah.
So when did Zod? He doesn't do it Sundays though. So when would that have been? Monday? No, I didn't work Monday. Huh? I don't know. He doesn't usually do a Sunday show, right?
Not Zod? No.
Zod. No, I
Yeah,
don't think
Zod.
so.
Yeah.
No.
It was Saturday. Does he do a Saturday show?
The only Saturday shows he does is usually interviewing some
So, what do you
random
think
female
of the?
random person
Yeah,
in
that's-
What do
the
you think of
the
the
fandom.
thumbnail?
I think it's very busy.
Do you
It's
see
just
what Baby
fine.
Yoda's? Do you see what Baby Yoda's doing with Steve's logo?
What he's doing? Is he peeing on it? Is that what he's doing?
No, he's moving it with the
peeing on
force.
Oh, he's moving it with the force.
You see he's pointing his hand right there.
Okay. He's
Yeah.
peeing on it.
Do you see this Steve's in front of his book right there?
Yeah, I like that. That's a cool one with him in
Yeah.
front of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the modified one for Spork that I made.
Yeah,
There's-
That's like the
there's
one
the
I have,
model.
right? The animated.
Yeah. This is the updated one there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you'll notice, it looks like, remember the old school layered cartoons you used to see?
Yep.
It's kind of like what I am going for, the effect. I'm going for layered cartoon effect. So those are all layers. Those are all little lassoed out photographs that I put in there.
I like that. It's cool.
And just a reused thumbnail that I just changed around.
Good night, Shell.
Good night, Shell.
Again. That video loaded if you want to play that.
All right.
It's a little far away, so you might have to pause it so you can kind of see where. If I had it on my screen, I use the mouse, the arrow to show you where exactly it is. But
I just figured something out. You can pick a Chrome tab. There we go. Ah, cool. That's how you do that. Very cool.
can you zoom that in? Oh yeah, there you go. Oh. Oh,
It
maybe
won't
you
let
can't.
me do that. Why won't it let me do that?
Won't open in full. Oh, that's weird.
Let me change something. There might be some kind of glitch going on. All right.
Yeah, I'm able to do it on mine. I just checked to make sure.
Know what I gotta do.
You can also hear my voice in the background there, so you can.
Yeah. What I
Oh,
will do is I
video.
discovered a different setting because I just shared the tab. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share the whole thing, and I bet you it'll let me do it after that. Include sound, whole thing. Now we'll go back here. Going down, or if it's just farther out? That what I tell you.
Yeah, there you go. Can you zoom in any more? Because it's hard to see from.
All it did was zoom the page in.
Okay. Here, actually, you know what? Can you screen share my? I think I can do it. You can screen share mine. I can zoom it in closer so you can see it. Let me see if this works. How do I share this?
So how far off of the horizon of the ocean was it?
How high up above it? Not at this point. Not high. Not too high. It was pretty close. Like the picture I sent was it was a little earlier on before I took this video, and it was a lot higher. But it started moving and getting closer, and that's what I noticed. I was like, oh, it's actually moving, because for a while it was just hovering, and then I could tell it was going a little lower. Okay, here. Let's see if you can. I'm gonna share. Okay, I'm sharing my video there. Let's see if I can see. I might not be able to zoom in, but I can show you where it is, at least. Are you seeing my screen?
Is that you right there?
I'm circling the thing right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you see my mouse moving?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah. So see. So it's right here. Now I wish I could zoom in a little more, but can you guys see that at all? I don't know if the resolution as it goes through online, if that's really clear.
Yeah, it's using the whole frame.
It's right there. So I'm gonna play this. See, it's right here, above the water line, but very close to the water line. Now it's moving. That's moving. And it's slowly going across the water line here. So it's right here again. See, it's moving. I don't know if you can you guys see that at all? It's moving right there.
It's like something grayish pops above the surface, and then
it's right. It's a little grayish.
Yeah, I'm seeing the difference.
You can hear my voice in the background say it's moving right now. Yeah, that's it there. And right there, boom, it goes in the water. So I'm going to rewind that. It goes in the water right there. Okay, so here it is here. It's right there. And as I hit play, there it's going, boom, it goes down. You see it go right down into the water there. Oh, that's all. And here it is moving. And then boom, it goes right in there. Disappears.
Yeah. There's I know how you can. Well, that was weird.
Yeah, I did that by accident.
I was like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah. Crazy though, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here it is right here. It's going across, getting lower, boom, dips in right there, dips in. Now, Barry, you might be able to save that video off Twitter and blow it up on your screen so you can get a better view of it.
Well, what I can do is I'll blow it up and I'll just screen record it.
Yeah, you could do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's like right there. And then boom, it goes, yeah, I actually can control like this. That's great. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, here it is here. And then as it's fast forward, it's moving, and then right here it's about to go in the water and boom. And if you can get a better view of this, you can clearly see it there and then disappear into the water. Yeah. It's really weird. And then the rest of it, I'm just trying to find it again, see if it comes back out, but it didn't. And it's still light out, It's not even one of those like my first one, which was like one in the morning or something. This was as the sun was setting. The sun was just setting over in the off of Malibu. Yeah, pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, you tell me what that thing is. Skims around the
one that you sent on Twitter.
Yeah, that's the one I sent on Twitter. Skims around the sky and then goes in the water.
You guys might lose me here in a second. If not, I'll be back on my phone because my TV just said no internet connection. And I'm like, huh?
I was getting that warning today with my computer, but my TV was staying online for some reason.
Really?
I was actually on Ryan's stream. I was on his channel earlier, and I got kicked off because I lost the internet on my computer, but my TV was fine. It never lost internet. It's very strange. We're on the same Wi-Fi. It's all hooked up to the same Wi-Fi, so same router. It was very strange.
Yeah, I got the same problem.
Yeah. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's very strange. There's a lot of sea-bearing folk that talk about sea.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you just said.
Oh, you didn't?
Yep. It was a what you call an internet hiccup.
Very interesting. I was saying there's a lot of sea people and fishermen, Navy that report seeing UFOs that go into the water. USOs.
Yes.
I think it's like unidentified submersible objects. USO.
Yep.
Awesome.
Exactly.
But yeah, there's a lot of reports of that. If you look in Christopher Columbus's journal when he's sailing to discover quotes America, he
was looking for India.
mentions that. What's that?
He was looking for India.
He was looking for India, yeah, and he wasn't the first one here anyway. But when he rediscovered it, he puts in his journals though. He puts that he saw strange lights in the sky following him. He writes about UFOs in Columbus's journal from 1492 when he sailed the. Yeah, so it's it goes throughout history. What are we seeing there, Bear?
And me right now.
Your crotch.
House pants.
Mm-hmm.
House pants.
Yep. Don't leave home without them.
I have my sweats on. I've got my Steeler hoodie. Bear, your dad's from Pittsburgh, right?
This is pretty much how I say again. What?
You said we were talking about that the other night. Your dad's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he grew up in Heidelberg.
Heidelberg, yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My he lived in the house. Oh yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
He lived in the house of my great grandfather, and he was from Scotland, and my dad's dad and my dad and me are the second generations born outside Scotland.
Oh wow!
And because my dad's dad and all their siblings, they were not born in Scotland or Great Britain. They were born in India somewhere because my great grandfather was a Gordon Highlander in the Gordon Highland Brigade from the Highlands of Scotland.
It was like a true Highlander.
Yeah. The people that they call crazy people.
Yeah.
Real crazy people. Yeah. Yeah, my ancestors used to basically cake their bodies in blue mud and go fight naked.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, have you ever gone there?
Scotland? No.
Yeah.
I've got a cousin over there that I found when we did the family tree. Got a couple cousins over there, actually.
I would imagine if you're second generation, yeah, you've got a lot of family there.
Yeah. The other part of the family that went to New Zealand, we don't talk too much. They're pretty distant, I guess you could say. Because I remember my dad trying to get a hold of them, and someone else had written back and said, "Yeah, they're not writing back." It was an unfortunate kind of thing, But it's those kind of things happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been to Ireland, and I've been to England and Paris, Austria, and Germany, and Switzerland. But I've never been to Italy, and I'm half Italian. But I'm also half Irish. Or anywhere in Africa or the Middle East, or haven't been anywhere around there yet.
Yeah, I've been all over the States. I've been to Mexico when I was 11. And you know how they say don't drink the water in Mexico?
Yeah.
Man, they are not kidding. They are not kidding. I'm telling you. Do
Yeah.
not, I repeat, underline the do not drink the water in Mexico and underline all that because I did. Oh my God, man. I was, oh,
Learned the hard way, huh?
yeah. But hey, after that, I drink the water just fine.
Oh, one bad time and it
Got sick from the
the
water.
immunity.
Yeah. Well, my grandfather's from Mexico.
Holy
He grew
crap!
up there.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, seriously, if you want to save yourself, basically, yeah, don't drink the water.
No, I just jumped up in subscribers this evening.
Oh,
Awesome.
nice.
Yeah, awesome.
Sweet.
So that's my unusual exclamation.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
I did too, actually. I had 144 when we started, and I have 145 now.
Nice.
83 was my last check,
So,
and I'm 95 now.
oh wow.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Based. Yeah.
yeah.
Really pays for my
I like what we got going on here. I think it's pretty cool.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm falling asleep too, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, I got at least catch a nap.
Well, we could call it a stream. I got to get up and golf tomorrow with some buddies.
Yeah.
Golf, man.
Yeah.
I haven't played golf since summer school. In high
It's been a long time for me too. We hit the driving range a few times, but we're just doing like a par 3 course, so it shouldn't be anything too major. But I haven't played in a long time, so other than some driving range recently. But yeah, well, it was a good show. Talked about a lot of topics.
Yeah. Hey, at least we didn't go till 5 in the morning.
Yeah, no, it didn't make it that long tonight. That was like a marathon. Yeah, sometimes I don't know how these guys like stream, 5 hours, but then we did it like that was a pretty long stream that we did, so I can kind of see how it happened. Easily, you start talking, chatting, getting topics, and time flies.
There's 2 of me now. There's 2 of me. Now.
I hear the echo.
Echo.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for coming out, and this is a good night from the mighty Echo. Thanks for coming.
Take a screenshot of that. So send it to Proper. Give him nightmares. 7 bears in one chat.
2 bears in one chat.
All right, we will have to let's see. Okay. We're going to talk, create the echo while we do that. Let's see here.
Oh, thank you, Brad.
And all right. It's a little different crop in the picture in paint than it is on your phone. When your phone being snapped too, it cooperates.
Mm-hmm.
You sound very menacing.
Yeah. Hey, I'm having fun. What can I say? All right. I cropped it. What should we name it? Well, let's name it Proper.
I don't know. My brain's fried.
Proper with 3 P's. I'm having fun. I was going to go out and have a cigarette or look at stars real quick before we ended.
You were going to what?
Go out and have a cigarette.
Oh.
There we go. How's that?
That's yeah.
Hey, what can I say, man? I like to have fun.
We like to have fun here.
Yeah. So end it now or have a cigarette first.
End it now.
I'd say end it now if you're gonna
Okay.
leave, yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you for coming, folks.
Thank you, everyone in
Thank
the
you.
chat that
Thank you.
showed up. It's
Mm.
been great getting this.
We appreciate you.
We do.
Oh, let's not quote him.
Hell to the Phantom Menace. Good night.
Hail
Okay.
to the Phantom Menace.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Really. Thank you. Shell back. You're supposed to go to bed.